I started this in red pastel, but I've decided that it really needs to be a gray background to start. So we're gonna paint gray all over this and I'm gonna redo it.
Run up her a little bit higher.
We're just gonna put the whole. Today, in Jenedy's kitchen, we're going to be making a level 5 gray. Or black. We're making a mess.
White is powerful.
So I was at a ninja competition in Texas. It was actually put on by Lenny and Larry's, which is like a healthy cookie company, and they had come out with their new boss cookie. And I had this feeling that I should enter this competition. All you had to do is go online and submit a video of you performing some kind of physical feat in their Boss Up Challenge. And so I just put together a quick ninja reel and submitted it. And it was actually like the last day you could possibly submit something. I remember my kids had just come home from school. It was a Monday. And I had this thought, you should enter that competition. And I was like, oh yeah, I should. So then I just sat down at my table, took me 10 minutes, submitted the video. Well, they ended up picking 3 finalists to travel to Texas and compete in a head-to-head ninja competition. And I was the only female selected, and I went to compete against 2 men. And it was totally intimidating. I mean, I had only been ninjaing at this point for a couple years. But, you know, of course you don't pass up the opportunity.
Set up, lining up straight. She's quick up the ascending steps. Nice! Bows. Everyone is different. But she's got great experience and she is smooth. All right, a little crooked there, but she fixed it right away. Nice, turning around. She's definitely gonna go for that transfer for the bonus point. Let's go, Jenedy. Building up her swing. Taking an extra swing.
And I went, and this girl, Jessie Graff, was the MC for the event. And I had known who she was because I had watched American Ninja Warrior, and she was always in these awesome, like, Marvel-themed costumes. She was like one of the strongest female competitors on the show. So I was just delighted to be able to meet her in person and spend some time with her. Well, as it turns out, I ended up winning that ninja competition. I beat the boys, can you believe it? By like a hair. I literally won by like 1 point, but I still won. And it was kind of exciting, you know, because Jessie was the MC, and then to have the girl win, it was like, let's go. And after the confetti and the balloons and the winning a year's supply of cookies, I had another feeling. And that impression was, you should ask Jessie if you can paint her. And I was like, no, she's like a celebrity. She's in movies. Like, who am I? But it was also kind of like, well, this is your opportunity. Like, this is your moment. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll take it. So I walked up to her and I was like, hey, Jessie, so I'm actually a better painter than I am a ninja. And what would you think about me painting your portrait? And she was like, that would be awesome. And I was like, cool. So I got her contact information, and then it was several months before I was able to reach out to her because our family was traveling. But my husband was like, you better not, don't let that window close. You need to reach out to her, like schedule a time when you can fly out to Los Angeles and do this photo shoot. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I did, I scheduled it. And I remember just trying to figure out why I was going to paint her. I feel like every painting that I do has a message behind it, has a meaning, has some kind of inspiration. And I didn't know what the message was with this painting with Jessie Graff. So I prayed about it. I wrote in my journal, and I just saw it, and I felt nothing. Even like to the point where I bought a journal in the airport because I had forgotten mine at home. And I loved it because this journal that I bought at the airport said big ideas on the cover. And I don't know why, but it just felt like I was on the cusp of something. Like something great was about to happen, and this journal that said big ideas was a good omen, so to speak. So I'm sketching on the flight, I'm sketching in the airport, and I'm thinking, like, what is the idea? Like, what is the message that needs to go with this painting? I had no idea. So I meet Jessie. She was kind enough to give me like her whole Saturday. We hiked 10 miles together on this trail in Southern California called the Bridge to Nowhere. And the whole time, you know, Jessie, at the beginning of our hike, Jessie said, so, you know, what's the image? What's the painting that you want to do? And I was like, we're just gonna go on this hike, and when the inspiration comes, I'll let you know. I mean, I really didn't know. So we went, and we ended up finding like this, and it ended up at a canyon, and there was all these rocks, and I was like, oh, let's do some cool like rock climbing pictures. And she was like, okay. And then that night we had planned to go to the ninja gym together to train. One of the things that I had won at the competition was a training session with Jessie. So we're at the ninja gym, and I have a feeling that I should get a picture of her doing a pull-up. So she does a pull-up, and this is what her back actually looks like. I was just like, oh my gosh. I honestly had never seen a back like this in my whole life. It was literally like a textbook for anatomy. And I was like, I need to paint that. I didn't know why. I just thought I need to paint that. So I go back to the hotel room, go to bed. The next morning, I wake up in my hotel room with a phrase, with a thought. And it was, Jenedy, it's like I need you to pull up. And I was like, oh, and suddenly kind of like this flow of inspiration came, and I felt God telling me, I sent you to a world acted on by gravity. Like downward forces are physically holding your feet to the floor. And this is just a symbol of all the emotional and spiritual negative forces that are literally pulling my children down every single day. And it's like, I need you to pull up. I need you to resist that, Jenedy. And suddenly this image of Jessie doing the pull-up meant so much more to me, because it was that pull, it was that resistance of downward forces. And Jenedy, what happens when you resist that downward force? You get stronger. And then you're able to help lift other people. And that one message, this one painting, was the start of the entire Strong Woman project. And I didn't know it then. I had no idea when I said, hey, Jessie, can I paint you? That I was going to send me on this journey, on this path to paint all these strong women and to host a Strong Women conference. I had no clue. But that's how God works. You know, he just leads us like one step at a time. So I have so much love for this painting, and it inspires me in so many ways. One, and then it's a reminder that we need to pull up and resist all the negative, dark forces in this world. And then two, I have always been a fan of consistency. I've always been like a preacher of consistency. I'm always telling people, like, the key to success is consistency. The key to success is showing up every day. And I thought, how could I paint that? Oh, like, how do you like mark off a calendar? Like, it'd be so literal, but like, how could you really paint in one image somebody showing up every single day, every morning, whether they're sick, whether they're tired, whether they're sore, they show up every day. How do you paint that? And as I was working on this painting, that thought came to mind. Jenedy, this is consistency. This is how you paint it. Because there's only one way to get it back like that, and it's from showing up and doing the work every single day. So this painting is called Pull Up, and I hope it inspires you to pull up both physically and spiritually and resist those downward forces in your life.
So on another rendition of
how to paint blonde hair. Look at this color. Look at that. It is like grass green, right? Check this out. Here I am picking up grass green. Be amazed as I paint blonde hair, you guys. That's so crazy. Yeah.